Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. We have been working on this Bally Lost World pinball machine for quite some time now. And whenever we got this thing, it had been all parted out and we've parted it back in. Even the head was missing. So we were able to use a stern head and we re-decaled it, or first decaled it because originally it was painted, but we've got it all looking pretty good with the exception of the playfield. The playfield looks absolutely horrible because it's a parts playfield. Someone had pulled it out of a machine and basically they weren't going to use it because it's so rough. So we're going to use it even though it's so rough. So what we're going to do in this video is clean this thing up as best we can, which is basically going to make it really bad. A lot of this paint's going to come off. And then we're going to start painting it back in by hand. So stay tuned. Now, it's not going to look brand new or anything because I'm not talented enough to make it look brand new. But it'll look better than this, and that's what we're going for. So we're trying to make it like an 8. Right now it's about a 2. So if we can go from a 2 to an 8, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to have Joe start taking it apart. And this is what we're starting with. Heavy wear everywhere.
everything's fairly clean. But I gotta get this mylar off here. And it's probably not gonna be pretty. Probably gonna take a bunch of paint off here with it, but it is what it is. You gotta get it off there because it's all bubbled up here. So I'm gonna try to heat it up and get it off the best I can, but it's gonna make a big mess, I'm sure. It's gonna take a lot of the paint off. But we'll see.
Alright folks, so if you let the light hit it, you can see where I have painted some of the red back in already with this primary red. It's a pretty good match on this. I've done 3 or 4 of these. And what you want to do is, in my opinion, get the color a little bit darker than it's supposed to be, because it looks like it's just worn if you do that. Now we did not remove the mylar here or here because that all looks pretty clean. It's a little lighter than that because that's worn, right? So if you put your paint in and it's a little bit darker, it will look worn. It won't look like it's wrong. So this primary red is like 99 cents. It's a pretty good match for that. And there was a little bit of red up there that needed to be redone. I did it first just because it was going to be the easiest probably. Alright folks, so I've taken some saffron yellow, which is similar to the yellow on the Playfield. And then to kind of dirty it up because it looks too bright, I put the opposite color on the color wheel in it. So purple is opposite. So I put just one drop of purple in our little mixture and it darkened it up. It kind of muddied it up, right? So then I used it to just temporarily, as a base coat, paint in all of the missing yellow and places where the yellow was thin and all of that. So I think it's going to be pretty good. We've got, of course, to put all the lines on top of it, and we have to put the brown lines on top of it. I think it'll draw it all in pretty good. I even did some of it up here. Now, typically whenever I do these, I draw everything back in first and then do it. But I figured I'd just do it the other way. So I painted that in. So now we need to go through and try to define some of the artwork back in. So I'm going to get a black paint pen and start drawing the boundaries around everything again. And then once we do that, we can put the brown lines in. And I believe it'll start coming together. Just stuff like this over here, you know, it's just so worn. It's going to need a lot of black ink, but we're moving through it piece by piece. Now I know what you're thinking. Man, that thing is in rough shape. It's in rough shape, but it's going to be all right. Once we have to clear coat this because it's acrylic paint. Once we clear coat it, it's all going to kind of blend together. It'll be good. So, black ink time for some of it. Okay, so it's getting a lot more presentable. I haven't put the brown on the wings yet. I think that'll really bring it together. The purple, I had to repaint almost all of the purple. It was just really bad. So yeah, that purple was really hard to match because it's not one color. And we've talked about this on every one of these videos. The stuff fades unevenly. So it'll be one color purple in one spot and another color purple in another spot. And so what I usually have to do is just kind of match the middle of it and roll with it. But if it's a situation like that where you've got just all kinds of damage, sometimes you have to just paint the whole thing. So you saw a little bit of that. And again, we're leaving the mylar on the kickers here. So, you know, you get a pretty good look there. I got it pretty damn close. It's not perfect, but it'll look a lot better once the clear coat's on too. That hopefully will get the sheen the same on everything, and it'll look a little better. But yeah, so I think I'll go ahead and do that brown next. There's some places I'm hoping I've got a brown out of the bottle that'll work pretty good, because they're using it as like a highlight color all over the place. So like every little thing on the playfield that still needs work, like this thing here still needs a lot of work. Even on the dragon a little bit. This self-portrait here that I put on it of me, that needs a little brown. The wings need brown. There's just stuff like that everywhere. So you keep seeing stuff like everywhere, and then whenever you paint what you were thinking, you end up going, oh man, I missed that part up there, and so you got to go back and try to mix some more of the same color. It's even stuff like this. You see the little wing there? I put it back in, but I haven't inked it in, and I haven't put the brown lines in yet and all that. So it's just a big mess, but think about it. It already looks good enough that we could just leave it like this. Of course, we'd have to clear it or the paint would wear off immediately. Or if we got it wet, the paint would run off. But it's already usable right now. So we've already taken it. What did I say it was earlier? A 4 or a 2, or what was I saying it was? It's probably a 5 now. The wings there in the middle look pretty rough. Once we get that a little better, you know. But yeah. So I'm happy with the purple though. I think that was a huge step, and I'm glad I got that taken care of. So let's do some brown. is what we ended up with. Came out pretty good. All of the lettering is the weak spot. I can't ever get the lettering right. It looks like a kid did it. But other than that, I think it came out pretty decent. New pop bumpers, pop bumper caps, all new plastics. The other ones were pretty bad and some of them were missing. But I think it came out pretty decent. I think this blended in pretty good. It's not perfect, but we saved a trashed Playfield. So I'm happy with that. So I hope you are too. Leave your comments below and let us know what you think. And we will see you on the next video. Now, if you like these old Ballys, I'll put a link up to another one of our videos right here you can check out. But we'll see you back here in a couple days for the next installment of this when we're going to work on the light baffle. So see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed it.